Multi Tenancy, every client becomes a tenant within a SaaS company. So you need to isolate all those. With TrillaBit, the security that we provide has all that stuff embedded in B2B SaaS companies. Their product also has a whole bunch of data, and they need to give that data to their clients so their clients can see how well they're doing. TrillaBit basically lifts all that complexity off of their shoulders.
Today, we're diving into the critical world of embedded analytics, focusing on how a leading Canadian platform is delivering self-service reporting securely and instantly.
Now what we've designed is a way to talk to your structured data. It'll blast out many queries, grab all the data, analyze it, and then answer your questions. It's a very powerful tool that you can use across your organization.
Hi everyone, this is Maheen and welcome to the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast, where we explore the strategic insights and innovative solutions empowering B2B SaaS companies to elevate their products and scale with data. Now today we're diving into the critical world of embedded analytics, focusing on how a leading Canadian platform is delivering self-service reporting securely and instantly, because in a competitive market, providing clients with immediate access to their data is a key differentiator. Our guest is a results-driven leader with over 25 years of experience in the data architecture and enterprise systems, dedicated to empowering SaaS providers through scalable analytics. Joining us today is Keith Riddolls, the CEO and founder of TrillaBit. Keith combines deep expertise in data strategy with a passion for empowering SaaS providers. Trilobit is a solution that helps B2B SaaS companies embedded powerful self-service analytics into their applications quickly, securely, and without the heavy setup. Today, we'll discuss the analytics gap in the SaaS products, the importance of multi-tenancy, how a data foundation enables instant insights, and the revolutionary potential of Trilobit's AI agent, Atti, and the company's vision for the future of embedded analytics. So without further ado, let's welcome our guest, Keith. Keith, we're very pleased to have you on the show today. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me on the show.
Keith, we're very pleased to have you. Now, many excellent SaaS products struggle to offer that robust built-in analytics, often forcing their customers to download raw data or request reports manually. And this creates a clear analytics gap. So tell us, why is self-service analytics such a challenge for B2B SaaS companies? And how does Trilobit enable clients to explore data and build live reports directly within their product?
Right. So there's a lot of aspects to that. Let's just paint a picture a bit. So B2B SaaS companies, in essence, they're the same as all companies. They have their internal needs, their internal systems. They may have support systems, financial systems, sales, but they also have their product. And they need analytics from all these different things to run their business, essentially. What's different is their product also has a whole bunch of data, and they need to give that data to their clients so their clients can see how well they're doing, how they're managing things. What's the value of the product? Those two sides of it become really complex. Some of those customers might be very large customers with complexities of their own. So all that becomes very difficult to manage. And then on top of that, they have to develop these solutions. So every time somebody has a new question, often they need to develop that analytic through to the dashboard. They have to do QA and a long time before it gets your answer back. So Trilobit basically lifts all that complexity off of their shoulders. So you have a semantic layer that interacts with the data and allows them to very quickly and easily explore their data for both sides of the house, the internal as well as all their clients.
Mm-hmm. That's a very clear analysis of the problem, Keith, and it highlights that the solution requires a dedicated, no-code, scalable, integration program. Now let's explore a foundational concept for B2B SaaS success, which is multi-tenancy. Keith, Trilobit was built with multi-tenancy front and center, and this is such a crucial element for security and scalability in a SaaS environment. Tell us, what does multi-tenancy mean for SaaS companies, and how does Trilobit's built-in security and client-specific access create that seamless white label experience?
Yeah, sure. Multi-tenancy, every client becomes a tenant within a SaaS company. So you need to isolate all those. And typically they build their products in such a way that that's already happening out of the box. Um, so when you bring in an analytics solution, it needs to match that kind of thing. Whereas most analytic tools are tools and you have to build that out. With Trilobit, it comes out of the box. So we isolate all the different clients for you. We just merge very tightly with your system already. And then that's the security aspect as well, because you want to isolate everybody within your application. But some of your clients may be large multinational companies, and some of them might be few smaller companies. For the multinational companies, you have executives who need analytics, and you have branches or regions that need analytics, and maybe something down to a store. So you have all these different contexts of analytics that you need to provide for. So with Trilobit, the security that we provide has all that stuff embedded in it. So when they go to explore their data, they're all isolated automatically out of the box. So it relieves the B2B SaaS company from building all that stuff out themselves.
That is a very important distinction, Keith, and it's clear that security and data isolation, they're non-negotiable for SaaS companies serving multiple clients. Now let's discuss how a well-structured data foundation is the key to achieving instant insights. Keith, you stress that a well-structured data foundation is essential for analytical success, and you have great examples of how your clients struggled before setting up their data warehouse correctly. Tell us, what common mistakes do companies make when setting up data warehouses, and how does Trilobit help teams turn raw data into live dashboards without the SQL?
Right. So the common mistake a lot of B2B SaaS companies do, especially early ones, is they don't create a warehouse. So it's really national for a B2B company. They're building a solution. So they're obviously focused on that solution. I could wrap it up with an example. I just had my snow tires put on recently, and for that experience, like you walk into the shop and you have the people there and they're helping you look for tires to buy and pricing them out, and then they're fulfilling those orders for you, and then they're scheduling your time to bring your car and to get them changed, and then you're actually doing that. So their systems that are built for them are essentially for that problem that they're solving. So if they had, so they're entering all this stuff into the system, they're tracking it, but these are all simple transactions. And if they had stopped there, then when they're internally, when they go in to see how well they're doing at the end of the month or at the end of the year, they're probably hitting this technology that's not a warehouse. They might just end up hitting a relational data store, and that's problematic because it won't perform. So that's what happens with a lot of B2B companies. They focus on the problem and they develop that solution, and that's about it. And then they're trying to do reporting off the same solution, which just doesn't perform. So then they run into that issue. So that's the one mistake they make. The other one is they might choose the wrong technology afterwards if they're trying to solve that problem. They might duplicate their system so they get reporting off of this, but transactional off of that. So what happens is we'll walk in and we might see these kinds of things and we can help them with that. So we're experts, data engineers, and we can walk in and data architects. We can walk in and design that for them and put that into the right spot for them, so they're delivering their analytics properly and more efficiently. Now, when they get to that point, most companies, like I said, they have tools for analytics, so they have to build that stuff on top and write the SQL code and everything. So by the time you want to explore and get data further on, a lot of time has passed. So what we do is we have a semantic layer that sits on top of that warehouse. It's very smart and it just knows the structures of it. So when you're asking it a question, it figures out what it needs to answer that question. It'll go out, write the SQL, execute that for you, bring it back and visualize it for you. So the users themselves don't need to know SQL because we're just handling it for them.
That's such a crucial piece of guidance, Keith, and it highlights that the data warehouse is the engine that powers all successful fast analytics. Now, moving from raw data to instant insights, it requires a well structured data warehouse and a platform that simplifies complex data exploration for end users. This is If you are struggling to deliver high value analytics for your customers, and please learn from this conversation we had with Keith about the secret to embedded analytics, the importance of multi tenancy, and the power of Atti, your new AI agent for instant holistic insights. Now let's continue our conversation with Keith. We'll take a quick break here. Please don't go nowhere because when we come back, we'll dive into Atti, Trilobit's new agentic AI tool that's about to change how users interact with data.
Hey, you think you know UPS? Yeah, that's us. Everybody knows that. You know what you didn't know? This. Okay, try to keep up. Ocean, us. Ground, rail, air, so us. Guess who? Us. Customs cleared, borders cleared, done. Us. You still with me? Wait for it. Boom. Us. Intelligent, automated, fulfillment. Us. Yep. Healthcare too. Digital your thing? Yeah. Well, book it, ship it, track it. You feeling me yet? Yep. That's all us. That's all UPS.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's jump right back into the next big chapter of this conversation, which is how Atti is transforming data exploration with secure conversational intelligence. Now, let's look at a major new product launch, which is the agentic AI tool, Atti. Keith, you're launching Atti this month, and it is a new agentic AI product that enables users to converse naturally with their structured data. And this is such a game changer for data exploration. Tell us, how does Atti empower users to talk to their structured data naturally and gain unified insights from previously siloed data sets and while maintaining data security?
Absolutely. Well, AI is the big thing. Everybody's talking about it. The way AI works typically in the market, the most common use case you'll find is AI is using LLMs, and LLMs is usually talking to unstructured data. That's usually your documents or things like that within your business or even outside. And what they do for that is it can't handle large amounts of data. Like typically you'll train a model on a very vast amount of data. It's very large. That's fine. But after that, it's usually kind of introducing smaller pieces of data. So the way that would work is when you ask it a question, and it might go out and find extra pieces of information to bring into so it can formulate an answer. So that's called a RAG model. All that stuff has been designed today, but few people are talking about structured data. So our largest data sets are usually structured data that are in big databases and large data stores. And those are usually require things like SQL. So now what we've designed is a way to talk to your structured data. So you can ask it a question. It'll figure out what data sets it needs to talk to because it's using our semantic layer. Our semantic layer will attach to many different kinds of data stores within your organization. So you could ask it a question. It'll figure out which data sets it needs to talk to. It'll then formulate the queries that's required to answer that question. It'll blast out many queries, grab all the data, analyze it, and then answer your question. So it's this very powerful tool that you can use across your organization, even with distributed data stores.
That is an incredibly exciting innovation, Keith, really. And it shows that Trilobit is really focused on the next phase of user interaction with data, making it conversational and secure. Finally, let's discuss the future of embedded analytics and Trilobit's role in scaling it. Keith, you are exhibiting at the SaaS North Summit this month, demonstrating your commitment to the Canadian tech ecosystem, and you've successfully led multinational teams in your career. Tell us, where is AI-driven analytics headed, and what is your long-term vision for Trilobit as it scales to deliver faster insights and greater data accessibility for SaaS companies worldwide?
Sure. I believe that the answer to that is really a smart semantic layer. We're right in that niche where we need to be. So what I mean by that is AI needs it's an LLM. It's a large language model. It needs to speak in words and language, and essentially we need to translate all of this infrastructure into something that it can understand, and that's the semantic layer. So large organizations everywhere, as we start having applications that talk to our data more and more, that semantic layer becomes more and more important and more valuable. So that's where I think the future is. And with Trilobit's platform, we're able to integrate all the security into that, so different people can have their different contexts and just have the data that they have access to. So that's part of the smart layer, and part of the smart layer too is being able to connect to multiple data sources at once and be able to translate all of that, just regular asking of questions across the board into everything. So I believe we are building the future of AI within analytics.
That's an ambitious and an inspiring vision, Keith. And it's clear that Trilobit is really focused on being a leader in the embedded analytics space. This was a great conversation, really. Thank you for so much that you're doing in the community. And we love that this commitment of yours to continuous expansion and innovation, which is clearly positioning it at the forefront of the future of embedded analytics. As we wrap up now, Keith, if there's one key message that you want listeners to remember about using data to elevate their products, what would it be?
Using data to elevate your products. Well, analytics and data is basically table stakes these days for any company. You need to understand what's going on in your business, what's going on in your systems, just to understand where you're going and project where you might be going. It's table stakes. It's just needed across the board. I'd like everyone out there to consider Trilobit, because we're doing it faster, better, and cheaper.
That is a powerful and a very actionable advice. Thank you so much, Keith, for being on the show with us. And thank you again for sharing your expertise and your vision.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
And that was an insightful conversation with Keith on closing the analytics gap in SaaS products, building for multi-tenancy from the ground up, and how a well-structured data foundation enables fast, cost-effective analytics, including a look at the new AI agent, Atti. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. We really appreciate your continued support. Please be sure to subscribe to our podcast for more expert insights and resources that can help your business thrive. You can also visit our website, CanadianSME.ca, for valuable information and tools. A special shout out before we leave to our partners, RBC, UPS, A1 Global College, ADP, and Google for their ongoing commitment to empowering small businesses here in Canada. Until next time, please keep innovating and striving for success. We'll see you in the next episode.